We're here to bring real solutions to real problems affecting real people today. With your support, you can join us in becoming part of the solution and a part of this movement.
Then it'll make the process that much easier for the next family. It'll make the process that much more available for the next family. And so it's, in the same way, Thomas, that you, I think, have really paved the way to make the process, to make the process easier and more empowering. You've had so many experiences. I don't know, from what you've told me, it's just like when you spoke to me, when you described to me your experience of recess as a child and how frustrating that was to not have, you know, access to the mobility that you needed in order to participate, and the isolation that created, the fact that now you're doing this work that is so um it's so reparative and so um helpful, and I only hope that you do through you doing this work to help others not have to experience what you experienced, that in some way that there's like repair for you too, even if it doesn't undo the harm that it's already been done. But I hope that there's some element of transcendence in that, because I mean, just the personal strength to be able to say, wow, I had these really messed up experiences, and now I'm going to take that and channel it into like helping others avoid what it is that I had to experience. Like it just,
Um,
gotta,
I'd
yeah.
add here, necessity is the mother of invention, and invention solves problems. And if you solve a problem for yourself and you know it can solve problems for others, it really behooves you to share that solution and spread it as much as you can. And you're absolutely right. It is restorative to me to think that or to know that what we're doing is going to prevent a lot of the hardship that I went through and that my family went through, right? It's not just me, right? All of these problems cause problems for those around you, your caregivers, your loved ones, the people who teach you in school, your peers in school, right? They benefit from learning from your existence, right? Peers they're going to benefit from knowing him. They're going to gain understanding. And to me, that's what creates inclusion, not a regulation, not a rule, not a force, but a will and the ability to include ourselves. If I can go on the playground, then my peers are going to see me on the playground. And that's,
In a place of power, right?
yes,
Both mechanically and and on the larger meta level, a place of power, right? It's not just, oh, they're going to see me, they're going to learn, like they're going to learn from him, right? They're going to develop awareness about what it means to have ambulatory differences. They're going to be like, oh, snap, like that kid can move. That kid can move.
it's it needs to become more commonplace too, because not enough of us are getting out in the world in that manner. Now, the more we get equipment in the hands of people who are trapped in their homes or institutions so that they can get out and find that independence, the more society will learn. And to that note, let's discuss the book. Our newest board member, Dr. Daniel Chavez, is in the process of writing a children's book about the experience of a child who needed a power wheelchair and decided to go about designing it himself. And it kind of really it hit me in the feels when I saw his first draft, because that was me. I remember watching G.I. Joe, and when they were paratrooping, jumping out of airplanes with parachutes, I, with brittle bones, very brittle bones at that time in my life, decided I had to figure out how to build some kind of tech to make it safe for me to jump out of a perfect good airplane. Uh, I never actually succeeded. I haven't jumped out of an airplane yet, but maybe someday. But
How about this
when
day?
you donate to the fundraiser, a $25 donation will get you the ebook and the audio book. If you make that $50, you'll get those plus a hardcover. If you make it $100, you'll get those, plus you'll be able to choose a school or a library to send it to. And if you go for $250, you can choose both a school and a library. And this book is intended to teach those with disabilities at a young age, as well as others who don't have disabilities at a young age, that we can solve our own problems, that we can do things, that we can be in the world and live, not just stay alive, but thrive. And I think that is the bigger point that our foundation is trying to make. I really want to thank you, Eliana, for being here today, for being willing to share as much as you have. And, it's important to tell these stories and to show that there's solutions, because that's how we make this movement work.
Well, and that's the thing I just want to say about the book. Like, you've seen there has been a lot of change. There's been more visibility of wheelchair users in children's books, kids who use mobility aids. But have you seen a book about a child building their own chair? Have you seen a book about a child being in that place of power that they take matters into their own hands and they solve their own problem? I've never seen that. I've never seen that. And that's what, to me, feels so innovative and so new about this particular book. And that's why I really want it out there for my own family, but for all of the other families, right, that are experiencing similar things. Because a story like that is powerful, right? It can change, right? Change starts in our thoughts. It starts in the way that we perceive ourselves. We perceive what is possible, right? And when your perception of what is possible is expanded through storytelling, it changes our lived reality.
Ross was a boy with a dream so wide, but insurance